hair looks stupid. Andrew, why does my hair look stupid?
Not that dumb.
Hey everyone, my name is Christine and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how you can eat for approximately $10 for a week. Now, in the past, when I have done these videos before, yes, I have done several of them. The full playlist will be down below in the description box if you guys want to check it out after this video. I have fed my family of 6. While you guys seem to like those videos, this time I am going to feed a family of 1. I am inspired by the return of all of the college students to my town. There's a lot of kids out there where they truly only have to feed themselves, or maybe it's like a young married couple or something like that. You've moved out for the very first time away from your parents' house and you're feeding 1. So this time I am only going to be feeding myself. This week I'm going to go to Albertson's to shop. It's just a regular grocery store. It's not a discount store like Aldi or Walmart or Winco or whatever else. You can save money by going to one of those, but I wanted to see how little I could spend at a more expensive store like Albertson's. My arm's getting tired holding this camera like that. Oh, ouch. So in this video, it may not be the most balanced. It may not be the proper macronutrient breakdown. There'll probably not be a lot of vegetables, but let's be honest, how many college students eat a lot of vegetables anyway, like for reals? All I wanna do is see how far I can make $10-ish stretch for an entire week. Can we even do it? Before we go shopping to find out, hit the thumbs up button if you like videos like this and subscribe if you want to see any other future videos that I do. Let's go shopping. Here we are at Albertson's and we are going to run in and see what's on sale, what we can find for only $10 this week. For one of the first times ever, I went into this challenge with no plan. Usually when I do these extreme grocery budget challenges, I have a general idea of what I want to make, and I'm just looking for the ingredients. So I went into the store and I see this bag of flour for 99 cents, an amazing sale, put it in my cart. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it yet. And then I see this 18-count eggs, 99 cents on sale, another great deal. And I realize I buy eggs a lot of the time, but there's such a cheap source of fat and protein. I just feel like they're a really, really great budget item. Everybody should be purchasing these when you don't have a lot to spend on food. And in my head with the flour, I'm thinking I could make bread, I could make pasta, I could make pizza dough. There's all sorts of things I can do with flour. Saw the chicken on sale at the butcher counter, thought that was a great price. And I figured if I got 1 pound, it would be $1.50, a great high protein item for the week. I went to the produce section and here's where things got tricky because in my Albertson's produce section, things do not go on sale very often. I'm looking at heads of lettuce for $2 each and green onions for $1 a package, and that's significantly higher than I can find at almost any other store. Even when I was looking for something as cheap as carrots, definitely more expensive. I was like, okay, well, we'll ignore the vegetables. Let's look at the fruit. What do we have? I couldn't find any apples for less than $1.50 a pound. I couldn't find oranges, strawberries. They didn't really have sales on much of the fruit. So I was like, okay, well, fruit's not really a good option this week at this store either. And I thought it would be nice if I wasn't allergic to bananas because bananas are a cheap option. That is one thing that I cannot do for me. So I went to the frozen section and found some broccoli for $1.25 a bag. Not the best price I've ever seen, but it was okay. Since I'm thinking of this flour that I have, I'm thinking pizza. I want to make pizza. I could make like one big one or a couple of small ones and eat them throughout the week for lunch. That would be a great idea. So I tried to find some pizza sauce for a good price. Everything just felt very expensive to me, even though Albertson's had some really great sale items. Everything else I wanted to buy kind of like made up for the sales and then more. So I felt like I was just spending more overall. Re-emphasizes my number one tip when it comes to saving money on your groceries, and that's shop at more than one store. So on a normal week, I would have gone into Albertson's, gotten the eggs, the flour, peanut butter that you'll see in just a second, and left and gone to a cheaper store for everything else that I was looking for. Right now, I've got like a whole hodgepodge of things in my cart. I don't know what the heck I'm making. I picked up the pasta and the bread, and I'm looking at the bag of flour, which is the better price, the bag of flour, but then I'm also thinking, you know, this is geared towards college students. They don't have a lot of time, you know, they go to class all day, they have homework all the time, they got to go to the parties at night. They are not going to be making homemade pasta. They are most likely not making homemade bread either. I ended up putting the flour back, even though it was a great price. It just didn't feel like it was going to work within the context of this challenge. So I don't have very much in my cart, and it already equaled almost $10. I'm only 50 cents away, so I'm like, okay, well, back to the produce section. What else can I pick up for 50 cents? And I looked longingly at the bananas, knowing I wouldn't be able to buy those. And so I got a bag of carrots. I just thought that was a really delicious flavor. There's a little bit more calories in those. And then for my last item, I got a head of garlic because I can impart a lot of flavor for not a lot of money. As you can see, my total payment amount for this tiny little grocery haul is $12.18. I do pay tax in my state for food, so that was 70 cents in tax. If I didn't have to pay that, I would be at about $11.50 for these items. Shopping at more than one store will save you dollars. But just for the sake of time and the challenge, I decided to keep it like this. I'm sure you're wondering, what in the heck am I gonna be eating with these things? And I did want to mention as well that variety in your food does cost more money because you need to purchase more ingredients. 18 count of eggs, this 6-pack of rolls for 99 cents, 1 whole head of garlic for 59 cents, 1 pound of Great Northern beans, the peanut butter for 99 cents. This was a massive deal because the amount of calories that you can get with this for the price is really, really worth your money. Some green beans, some penne, some tomato paste, and 2 pounds of carrots. Now remember, I am gonna be using salt, pepper, oil, and basic spices that I already have in my house, but no real like extra ingredients. We're really gonna try and stick to this, so let's get cooking. Here is my breakfast for most of the week, and I would say I'm kind of a simple girl. I find something I like and I stick with it for several days in a row, so this definitely does not bother me. So I have 2 scrambled eggs and 1 of the Kaiser rolls toasted with peanut butter. Let's add up the calories for this meal. 1 Kaiser roll is 250 calories. 1 serving, which is 2 tablespoons of this peanut butter, is 180 calories, plus the 140 calories of the 2 scrambled eggs. This breakfast right here is 570 calories. This is gonna be our breakfast for the first 5 days, but because I only have 6 of these, the last 2 days, I'm only going to eat 1 roll, but I'm gonna bump my eggs up to 5 eggs. I'll have enough to do 5 scrambled eggs or hard-boiled eggs or fried eggs or whatever you wanna do. If we did 1 of these with 5 eggs, that's still 515 calories. Each breakfast is well over 500 calories for the entire week. If I was able to eat bananas, or if I could have found a fruit that was on sale, I would have added that in here as well. But as it is, I think this is just fine. For all of my lunches this week, we are going to cook up our 1 pound of penne. I did look on the side. It does say that there are 8 servings in this container at 200 calories each. So I have my penne. I'm gonna use a good bit of this garlic to kind of spice up my tomato paste, of which I will be adding quite a bit of water to, just to thin out and make a sauce, along with some salt and pepper from my pantry, and very potentially some Italian seasoning, which should be a basic in everybody's pantry. I did a whole video on pantry basics. I will leave it linked down below if you guys wanna go check it out. And of course, I can use olive oil to increase my calorie count as well. And I'm going to chop up some of these carrots and make almost like a veggie sauce, sort of, to go on our pasta. And those will be our lunches. So a little bit of chopping, a little bit of boiling, very, very easy. We are here at the stove. I have my hot pan and I'm adding some olive oil. So make sure you add that to your calorie count. That was at least a tablespoon, if not 2. I like to cook with a lot of fat, you guys. Here come the carrots. Woo! Oh yeah, they're cheering for us. These get a little soft. I will add some salt and pepper to get them going. And while these cook, I will chop up, I don't know, like 4 or 5 heads of garlic. My garlic is in. I added some coarse kosher salt and fresh black pepper.
Do not be afraid of the pepper, Carlo. The pepper is your friend.
And now we're gonna get this all sauteed up. I will not be adding the tomato paste until these carrots are soft. I don't think anybody likes to eat crunchy carrots in a dish where they're supposed to not be crunchy. I mean, obviously on a salad, they're supposed to be crunchy, but like in a pasta dish and it's like veggie style, you don't want it crunchy. At least I don't. I will continue sauteing this. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. If it looks a little dry, I might add some more oil. And over here, I'm just waiting for this to boil. We're almost there, and I'm gonna add a good handful of salt before I add my pasta. Oh, ignore the man behind the curtain. If you guys wanna make your own pasta, which is infinitely cheaper but much more time consuming, I will leave the previous video where I did that down below for you, and it's in an entire playlist. I made 2 of them. One of them was like more extensive homemade pasta, and then the other one was very, very basic. You can just do it with a rolling pin and a pizza cutter, and it's like super, super easy. It will end up being cheaper per serving if you make your own pasta, but for the sake of time, in this video, we just went with box pasta. Salt. Here come the noodles. I adore mini penne. I just think they're so cute and really, really easy to eat, especially for kids. So like if you have kids, try and go with a mini pasta that's way easier to eat than traditional spaghetti. Yep. Okay, these will be done in about 8 to 10 minutes. And yes, these are available on Amazon. I have the entire can of tomato paste, a huge pile of Italian seasoning, and about 2.5 cups of water or so. And I tasted one of the carrots and it was so delicious. And you know how it became that delicious? I added enough salt. That's what happened. Like the salt, oh my gosh, so good. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this, and if it gets kind of too thick, just add more water. And hey, if you add too much water, just boil it a little bit longer and the water will evaporate and it'll be saved. Just gonna simmer this for a couple of minutes, bring it together, and we are done. Here we go. This is actually 2 full cups worth of pasta. When you add in the pasta, the olive oil I used to saute the carrots themselves, and the sauce, we are very close to another 500 calories right here. Plenty to go through the entire week. And if you want to bump the protein count and calorie count, if you've got a couple more dollars, throw in some sausage into this. If you want to pick up another bag of frozen veggies, you can have a broccoli florette side for more veggies. The sweetness of the carrots and the proper amount of salt and a lot of pepper, this actually tastes really, really, really good. Thrilled to be eating this. And you can make a batch, eat it for 3 or 4 days, make another batch. So it's like a cook once, eat for a couple days. Great on saving time. To get started on my dinners for the week, I poured the entire bag of Great Northern beans into a bowl of cold water. We're just gonna let this sit overnight so we can cook it into our like chicken stew soup for the week. And just because I'm trying to keep track of calories this time, I have 13 servings per container. We're not gonna need 13 servings, 7 servings. It'll be about 160 calories, lots of fiber, good amount of protein in our soup from these beans. For our dinners this week, we are going to make a stew with everything else left. And I'm gonna start with this chicken. What's great about soups is you can basically throw anything you like into a pot with enough seasonings and it's gonna taste good. Also, you can freeze it. So if you wanna make like a big batch, freeze it into little meal-sized containers. You just pull out some soup every day, or maybe pull one out every 3 days, and you're good to go. When I was in college, I did this all the time. I would make huge batches of red beans and rice, chicken rice soup, all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna start with our 1 pound of chicken here, and I'm going to butterfly it. So to butterfly my chicken, I'm just going to take, this is a fillet knife, but you can take on any knife. This is really, really big, and cut it this way. So it'll cook more evenly in our pan and also create some nice flavor in my pan for our soup. There we go. It's not perfect, but we just want to make it a little bit thinner. 2 huge, huge pieces of chicken breast. Now all we need is some salt and pepper. This pepper comes out very slowly. Holy moly, that's annoying. Time to sear our chicken. In my soup pot to make my dinner soup, I'm gonna add a good amount of oil or butter or whatever fat you have on hand. Bacon fat would be delicious, and we're gonna sear our chicken. Here's my chicken. We're gonna put the salt side down and then salt and pepper the other side. Okay, the chicken is out, and you see that beautiful brown stuff at the bottom? It's delicious. Don't get rid of it. The rest of my bag of carrots and probably about 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. And Violet's gonna stir for us. Now, if you have some chicken broth or chicken bouillon, that would be even better. But we will just saute this for a minute or two, and then most of the rest of the ingredients are going to go in. Into the sauteed carrots, I have the entire container of the soaked white beans, a ton of pepper, this is all just black pepper, 8 cups of water. Right now, that is all. We will bring this to a simmer until the beans and carrots are soft, and then we will put our chicken back in along with our green beans. I have now dumped in the entire bag of green beans and chopped up both chicken breasts right here. You stir these all around, and these green beans are still frozen. It looks like I'm gonna need more water as well because it's not very much here. So let's add another couple cups of water, and then we will taste for salt and pepper. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need more of both. Here is my completed soup. I had to simmer it quite a long time to get these beans to soften up, but it thickened my liquid really, really nicely. I had to add a ton of salt to make the flavor good because the beans didn't have salt in it, carrots didn't. I did salt the chicken, but like there's a lot of food in that pot. I have easily 3 cups, like 2.5 to 3 cups of soup right here. There's a ton in the pot, easily feeding me for the entire week. I've got some good protein from the chicken and the beans, some vegetables, and even a little bit of fat that I used from the oil. Oh, I'm steaming up the camera. And if you want to try and find one of those like 50 cents clearance French bread loaves at Walmart, you could even get yourself a loaf of French bread and have some bread on the side and to dip into your soup. Those are all of the meals that I had for the entire week. And I let all of my family try all of the meals. Well, okay, well, not the breakfast, because I didn't need to let them try scrambled eggs and peanut butter toast, because that's a go-to just on a normal day for me because it's delicious. The lunch, the pasta, okay, I had all my family try the pasta because it turned out so good. I was shocked. Even I was shocked. I have done a couple of other like pasta and sauce recipes in some of these previous videos, and this is almost one of the best ones I have ever made. It was so good. I gave it to Haley and I'm like, you need to try a bite of this. And she's like, that's amazing. I gave it to Andrew. Andrew's 13. I'm like, Andrew, you need to try this. He takes a bite and he looks at me and he goes, wow. And it doesn't look very impressive, I know that, but dude, when food tastes good, it tastes good. End of story. And then the soup was surprisingly so filling. I couldn't even get through all of the soup in a week. Honestly, like that's how much it made. I guess you could do like 1.5 bowls or almost 2 bowls every single day. That's how much it made. And I didn't even buy some of the really cheap ingredients like rice. Goes a really, really long way, and I didn't buy that. And I only got 1 container of beans instead of like 1 pound of beans instead of way more. What else is super cheap? Oh, if I had bought the flour, I would have been able to make so many things with the flour, and I even bypassed that one just to try more variety. Everything was super delicious. I'm satisfied, honestly. Now, obviously, if you have a couple more dollars, you can add in some more fruits and vegetables. You can add in some more proteins. You can branch out on your condiments and your spices, but you don't have to if you don't really have a lot of money moving forward. Here's another tip for you if you guys don't know. In my town, at our local food pantry, college students are allowed to go and partake of that. There's no income requirements. You don't have to show proof of residency. So that is something to look for in your area. There's a lot of different resources to find out that information. Your local sheriff's office, your library system, the school district, all of these places are great resources to find out where there are services to help you feed new college students, young married kids, people that are struggling in any way for whatever reason. No one should go hungry, ever. There's too many programs to assist you in these kinds of things. So if you find one, please use it. Please don't be ashamed to use it. That is what they're there for, to help people. If you guys have not seen my video that I did, I think earlier this week, on how to start a very basic pantry for not very much money. I will leave that video up here and down below. I think it's a good resource to get started and let you know what to look for as a good base. If you guys have some like college student recipes or like recipes for one that are super cheap, I would love for you to share those recipes down below in the description box, because I have a fun video coming up trying out like random college student concoctions just to see like if they're any good. Will my kids eat them? I don't know. One more time, if you guys have missed any of the like 7 earlier extreme grocery budget challenge videos that I have done, or the $5 dinner challenge videos that I've done for a family of 6, I will leave that full playlist down below for you to check out at your convenience. I loved hanging out with you guys today and for the last week and this interesting meal plan situation. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.